24 minutes at Rhode Island, and how would you assess where he is now compared to where he was a few days
Yeah.
ago?
Well, I think he's progressed really nicely. I feel like for any player, especially DeMonte, it's really important to be in games and in practices because he's very much an instinctual player and someone who plays by feel. So when he misses time, I think that affects him. But he's much better now, and we expect him to play his normal amount of minutes tomorrow against St. Louis.
Did you get a sense he was kind of like getting himself back into the flow, or was he kind of pressing at times?
Well, no, I think he played well. I feel like we would have, had the score been closer, he would have played. He would have played more down the stretch. But I felt like it'd be better to kind of save him and see if we could make a little comeback without him. But I thought he played well. I mean, he just needs the opportunity and the reps, just like everybody, to be out there, and he'll have a great impact tomorrow.
With Rhode Island being as hot as they were, it kind of seemed like, we're going to do the best we can. We get this. That spray kind of stole one on the road. So now that you come back with St. Louis, do you reset a little bit and get going for that postseason run?
Yeah, definitely. I think at Bonnie's at Rhode Island this year was really a challenge, and I thought we played well and gave ourselves a chance to win at Bonnie's. I thought we played okay and didn't not nearly well enough at Rhode Island, but not poorly. So yeah, I think we talked about right after the game these 5 games, and starting with St. Louis and where we can be, and so I do think the guys have that mindset. I think we went up with the same preparation trying to win, but those were going to be hard, and now we know what we have in front of us and are looking forward to it.
Do you have any advantages from that loss? I mean, you got to play a lot more guys down the stretch and maybe get some experience that could be critical down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. I think we need our bench to give a little bit more. And they need me to put them in the game, and we need them to give us a little bit more. And I think they will. I think they've progressed and they've gotten better and they've given contributions. And if we can get a little bit more, we'll be in very good shape.
Excuse me, do you now talk about seeding with 5 games?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're probably close to talking about that. St. Louis, obviously, we're tied with, and VSU for 4th. So we could start talking about that soon. But I think that if we could put ourselves in that kind of position, I think that would be a tremendous accomplishment.
To be in, I guess, in a situation where you still have an opportunity to control your own destiny for that 4th seed and a double bye, how good are you guys feeling to be in this situation after what you guys have started?
Very good. That's sort of one of the things that we talked about yesterday before practice, was that we still control our own destiny. And Coach Mooney told us after the game the other night, the great thing is we can win every one of these last 5 games, but we can also lose every one of these last 5 games. So, it's good to be in that position, and hopefully we can take advantage of it.
At St. Bonaventure, at Rhode Island, both tough games to play. But now that you've gotten some of those bench players some production late in the game, do you think you guys can have that sense of reset? We're back in it. We know what we need to do.
Definitely. I was talking to Coach Jenkins a little bit yesterday after we shot, and that was probably one of the toughest stretches we'll ever see our whole careers here, to go rivalry game, then 2 road games with possibly the 2 best teams in the conference. So it was a tough stretch, but I think, knowing that we got through that stretch now, realizing that we're coming into these final 5 games, I think we're very excited. And like I said, hopefully we can take advantage.
What do you think you guys learned about each other in this stretch as you get ready for the last 5?
I think we realized that even though we went 1-2 in the stretch, I think we realized that if we play our game and we play together, we can beat anybody. I think we competed well at St. Bonaventure. They played a really good game. And Rhode Island, I mean, they're going to be a tough team to beat, but I think if we play well, we can compete with anyone, or at least be in the game at the end and give us a chance to win. So I think knowing that, it makes us even more excited for things such as the A-10 tournament. So.
It's been an incredible season for you, and you said at the beginning of the year, what have you improved on, how have you gotten stronger, but now that we're coming down the stretch to the A-10 tournament, what are opponents kind of trying to take away from you where you're still having to learn on the field?
I think all the teams have done a pretty good job scouting us, but at the same time, I think we're a hard team to scout because honestly, you don't know who's going to have a big night for us, which I think is interesting. But I think offensively we've done a pretty good job at matching what they've been trying to take away from us. Obviously, Nick shooting the ball really well has helped us space the floor a lot and open up things for a lot of people. But everybody's going to try and take away stuff. We're going to try and take away stuff. So we just got to keep making adjustments.
I'd ask Grant, I'll ask you. You've been 1-2 in a really difficult stretch with VCU, Bonnies, and also Rhode Island. What have you guys learned about each other as you get ready for the last 5 games of the season?
I think we learned we're fighters and that we can compete with anybody. That's a tough stretch, and that would have been a tough stretch for anybody in the conference, especially the last 2 games on the road. But we feel like we held our own. Obviously, the second half against Rhode Island got away from us a little bit, but we feel like if we put ourselves in position to win the next couple games, we might have a chance to see those guys again. So we feel confident, and we know that we can fight and play with anybody.
For you guys to start where you were and then be in a position to basically control your own destiny for that final double bye deal, I mean, what does it say about you guys that you were able to fight back and be in that position?
I think it says that we grew a lot from the beginning of the season. I think that obviously we had expectations for ourselves. We didn't meet those expectations early, but I think the good thing about conference play is a clean slate. And I know a lot of people look at the overall record, but in reality, we have a chance to finish 12-6, and we were 13-5 in conference last year. So I think that's what's important, and that's what we're focusing on. And I think we really put an emphasis on starting well in conference play and just trying to put together wins, and we were able to do that.
You spent so much time this season talking about this team's heart and their confidence despite the adversity, but what has surprised you about a lot of these young guys who've stepped up and grown their game as the games have gone by?
I think the biggest surprise is that everybody stayed together. I think for a lot of younger teams, if things go the way they did in non-conference play, it's easy for everybody to kind of put their heads down and stuff. I think the coaching staff did a really good job of keeping everybody confident, making everybody realize that we still have a chance to make a run in conference play. So I think that, especially for the guys who hadn't played before, just how loose they were and how they still had their confidence going into the conference season was really impressive. That was probably the biggest surprise.
The focus is on now, but how can that help once you get through this season going into next year? I imagine the expectations for you guys be even higher.
Right. I think that will help. It's just we know the emphasis on getting off to a better start than we did this year, and I think that everybody's going to be a lot more confident going into the year, knowing that we were able to bounce back and we were able to move forward this season. So I think we're excited for next year. We still have a lot more to do this year.
How different are you guys from when you first played St. Louis?
We're completely different. I think everybody's playing better. Everybody's in different roles. Our defense has gotten better. We're scoring better. I think the game's totally different, and obviously we have a chance to play St. Louis in front of our home crowd and get some payback. So I think the game's going to be totally different than it is the first time. We're just excited to go out and play.
What's been the biggest change for you over that time span from the beginning to now?
I think just more confidence and just keep working hard. I think that the biggest thing, anytime that things aren't going well, just kind of looking yourself in the mirror and figure out what you can do better and how you can help your team more. So I think just confidence. I know the coach has been on me. They've been trying to give me confidence, but also telling me to be more aggressive. So it's worked out, and I'm just going to try to keep that going.
These last 6 games have been the hottest streak I think anyone who has seen the A-10 out of one player. You've talked about what's worked for you, but just kind of the situation and timing of it all. Does it seem right that you were primed at this point in the stretch that you knew something was going to change for you in the past?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think that I was kind of embarrassed about how the season was going for myself up until that point. I think the biggest thing is I just tried to work even harder. I think that I got in the gym more, did more things, watch more film, try to do that kind of stuff, and I think it worked out. So I just wanted to help my team win any way that I can, and I'm not really focused on that. As long as we're winning, I'll be happy.
How much did you put on yourself to be more aggressive inside the paint? Because, I mean, from the time last year, even in high school, you were more of a perimeter guy. But you seem like this stretch, you made it a point to attack the ball.
Yeah, just realizing that you can't get to the basket. Obviously, you have to figure out different ways to finish. It's a lot different in high school, and scoring is difficult and stuff like that. But I think that just learning how to score, realizing how guys are playing you, if they're giving you space, shoot it. If they're not, go to the basket. So just, like I said, you just watch film of yourself and talk to the coach and figure out ways you can definitely attack the defense. And I think that it's worked out, and I just plan to keep continuing that moving forward.